Hi everyone, my name is Ashley Woodle and I am a student at UMass Global seeking credential for my autism certification. So today we're going to talk about assistive technology for individuals in areas of communication and language, academic and cognition, and transition and content. And what we hope to do is provide some information on some resources that are, like I said, both high and low tech that can be supportive for students with autism in multiple areas of their life and in school. So first we have supporting communication and language. There are two high-tech devices on the left and there are two low-tech devices on the right for supporting communication and language. Two AAC devices that can be used for supporting communication and language are Proloquo or Touch Chat. These are both electronic versions of communication boards, and they can support students differently depending on their cognitive needs. There are many other resources out there for communication devices, and these two can both be purchased online through apps. And they work with different operating systems. So that's a really good choice to have a communication board accessible to a student or a person with autism at all times and throughout all parts of their day. Two low-tech devices that can be used for supporting communication and language are basically, they can be in different forms, but I've used a bunch of different binders, binder rings, basically ways to keep visuals paired with words accessible to students so that they can communicate throughout their day. So the top one there under low tech, that's a communication board and it works very much like the high tech ones. It's a little bulky to carry around, but you can definitely teach a student to communicate using different parts of speech. There's visuals there to support them also, and there's different tabs so that they have a lot of different words at their disposal. The one on the bottom under low tech, that is certainly much more visual, bigger icons, and I would pair this with a sentence strip that's basically teaching to make a request. So can I please have with an open space and then one of those pecs there, so that students are learning the components of language, and if they're able to replicate that sentence verbally, then we can always pair that also in a way of growing the language and communication. Or it can just be used for a student or a person with autism throughout their day, and as they become more fluent with the device, it can just be more automatic and they can communicate however it is that they communicate and get their point across. The next area is supporting academics and cognition. Here we have two high-tech on the left and two low-tech on the right. And so basically we know that students with autism or people with autism are highly visual learners, and the lower cognitive level or the lower level of thinking, depending on your stage within your lesson plan, would be highly visual. So this can work with varied levels of learning, varied ages of learning. So on the left here, we have on the top is boom cards, and those can be the teacher or the parent can make those on anything. It can be on emotions, it can be on new vocabulary, it can be in math, it can be in science, social studies. So it's a really versatile tool that you can use. On the bottom we have Board Maker, and so this is an example of one Board Maker online lesson plan that you can make or use and implement throughout the child's day. So here is place the steps in the correct order, and that's basically just for making a snack. So that can be used at home, that can be used at school, and that's a great way to use a high-tech device to get students to sequence a very in this situation, a very realistic and functional activity. It can also be used for academics. Show me the sequence of events that happened in the story. So, and not every Boardmaker online lesson has to be sequencing. That's just one example. But the nice thing about it is that when you press on the icon, it can also, you can make it so that it also says the word. So first, place the cracker on the plate. And then fifth, eat, so that it's saying it out loud to the student as they're working with the materials. Two low-tech devices that I have here for supporting academics and cognition. On the top, we have file folders. File folders are also very versatile. And depending on what you're teaching, you can either start the lesson with these file folders and then build on it and create, within your same series of lessons. You can go from just teaching it to actually implementing it and then pairing the image with the actual action of pouring and measuring, in this example, pouring and measuring a liquid. Again, you could start and end with the file folder and use it as reference, or, and I have these for teaching so many different things. I have them for teaching academics like math and parts of speech and building vocabulary, and they're connected to each unit I'm teaching. I also have them for science and social studies, and I also have them for things like emotional support and identifying emotions and matching emotions and matching emotions with actions and stuff like that. On the bottom here, we have another low tech, and this one here, these are called foldables, and these can look very different, but basically it's just to give the student or the person with autism a visual to see relationships and the differences between terms. So this could be referencing what's less and more. This could be referencing an emotion chart. I'm feeling happy, angry, content. You can use them for so many different things. It's just basically having a visual reminder for students at that very basic level, for students to always come back to, a visual paired with the language, and then they can use those to reference or to support them expressively if they need to share information with a peer or a teacher. But I love foldables. I love how visual they are, and they're a great resource, and I use them all the time in my classroom. The last area is transition and community, and two assistive technology areas are in the high and low tech for both of those. On the top there, I have visual social stories that I like to use all the time. And for my students who have one-to-one devices, they have these social stories downloaded onto their iPad or tablet, whatever they have. So these social stories support them when we work in the community, and they also go home with them so that their parents can use the same social story. So it's a really good tool to use to circle back to proactively or reactively, depending on what the situation is. But they're portable, they're great, they can be brought around with the students, and then if a student does has a phone, they can download them onto the phone, and then before they go into the grocery store, they can remind themselves, these are the behavioral expectations, these are some sentences I can say, these are this is the sequence of events that's going to happen. I'm going to walk in, look at my grocery list, whatever the case may be. And again, this is very adaptable. This is about the grocery store, but it can be about absolutely anything. The next resource that I have there, that's a task analysis sheet for vacuuming the floor. So basically it just breaks vacuuming down into 8 steps. Now this I used from Unique Learning Systems online. You just go to the website, you need an account, and you can You can create this into a low-tech device by printing them out. You can have students sequence them. You can have them perform the actions. You can work with them in a bunch of different ways, or you can keep the very high-tech end of this, have it used on a one-to-one device, and the student can use their device to go through the actions. You can also create schedule like checklists or visual schedules, stuff like that, to support them on those devices. And I use it again through unique learning systems. I've also used Boardmaker online. And then there's some apps also like ChoiceWorks for supporting students with schedules, either in this way, like a task analysis, or just with a schedule of events. And then the last area that we have in transition and community, we have our low-tech devices. And for this, I always use sentence strips. So they look different depending on the student, but I have either visual pack icons on a binder ring that I bring into the community with students, or I have sentence strips for students. And for these, I have some of the visual icons on the back of the sentence strip. So if a student wants to know where the blank is, they have that sentence stem, and hopefully they can just fill in the blank with whatever it is they're thinking of. If they need some support, I also have the visual supports on the back there. So that's a really great low-tech device that can be easily brought in through their transition and through work in the community. And it's a resource that they can come back to and keep, and then use it on their own also. So another low-tech device that I use for teaching transition and in the community are visual schedules. Very similar to the high-tech device, like I said, that was applicable to the task analysis. I also use visual schedules, and students have them in varying sizes. Some students I've taught can use just a written agenda. Just their daily planner. Every day they can write down what they need to do, what they need to do when they get home, and they're capable of doing that with support. Some of the students that I have now need the visual supports, and they need a very clear start and end point. So on the first piece there, after they complete the activity, they're going to remove it from to do and move it onto a Velcro piece over on all done. So that's very, very concrete, similar to what I do daily. I make checklists for myself. Okay, done, crossing it out. So you can use low-tech devices like that to support students just with knowledge of their day and getting through all of the tasks that they need to do, whatever that is. All right, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate your time, and I hope you learned a little bit about some high and low-tech devices for supporting students with autism. Thank you.